This is your tech news briefing for Monday, October 17th. I'm Julie Chang for the Wall Street Journal, filling in for Zoe Thomas. Nearly a year ago, Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of what was then called Facebook, made a big announcement, at least for the company.
I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta.
The shift from Facebook to Meta was Zuckerberg's way of saying, hey, we're all in on the Metaverse. As you may know, the Metaverse is a digital realm you can enter through a VR headset or using augmented reality on your smartphone or even just a web browser. A lot of people have called it the next evolution of the internet. So how have things been for Meta since the big rebrand a year ago? Apparently, not so good. That's according to the company's own internal documents, which were reviewed by our tech reporter, Meghan Bobrowsky, who joins me now. Hi, Meghan. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let's first start with the Metaverse. If I've never been there, tell me, how do I get there? What do I need? How much does it cost?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different metaverse throughout the internet, and this is basically like each company has their own basically online world that they call the metaverse. And so Meta has a bunch of different apps, but the main one is called Horizon Worlds. So you have to buy these virtual reality headset for about $400. And once you set it up, get into it, there's this one app called Horizon Worlds, which is primarily used to socialize with other people and meet other people. And it's composed of like a bunch of different worlds that people are making, and you can visit these worlds. And so I spent some time in there for our story. And I mean, a lot of these worlds are empty. There's not a lot of people in them. And one that I did find that had about 20 or so people into it, I was, trying to conduct an interview, and, there's a lot going on. There's like children running around. There's, some people interrupting. My avatar did get harassed, so that did happen, but definitely there's a lot going on and not a lot going on at the same time.
You've been to Horizon, and you said it was mostly barren. There just weren't a lot of people there. I mean, how empty are we talking here?
So there's a lot of worlds that have been built, and less than 10% of them are actually visited by more than 50 people. So a lot of them just remain basically empty. And in addition to that, we reviewed some internal documents that show currently less than 200,000 people are going on to Horizon Worlds. So that's less than the population of Sioux Falls in South Dakota. So, I mean, compared to Meta's other apps, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, those together are reaching more than 3.5 billion average monthly users. And so the contrast right now is pretty stark. So they originally wanted to reach 500,000 monthly active users by the end of the year. And in recent weeks, they've actually taken that figure down and said, our new goal is actually 280,000 because, they're struggling to get there.
Any insight as to why Horizon has been so empty?
Based on the internal documents, there's a lot of problems with the glitchy technology. Also, people have said they can't find worlds they like, they can't find their friends. The other complaints include, the fact that these avatars don't really look real. They're still a bit cartoonish. And then a kind of more comical one is that none of the avatars have legs, which is, I think, just a point people like to harp on. And then there's also some people have complained about other users not behaving or acting badly, and people just don't want to be around that.
And what has Meta's response to all of this been?
So they say, we're working on this. Obviously, this is not a finished product. This is something that they're still developing, and it's not done. And so I do think there's some people who are in Meta's corner in that regard who are saying, look, this is a work in progress. But certainly I think it's still worth looking at how that progress is going, which has not been too great for Meta.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Meta saying that good things do take time, but as you alluded to now, this hasn't been an instant success for Meta. Is that a problem for them?
So certainly this is they've said it's a multi-year project, but the question is more, does the company have time for a multi-year project? They're in a battle with TikTok and other social media companies right now for users. They're really pushing reels and video content, and they're trying to stay relevant right now. They do want to pour a bunch of energy and investment into this project, but at the same time, there's people who kind of want to see a more immediate payoff and are looking a bit more short term than maybe Meta is.
All right, Megan, we'll have to leave it there. WSJ tech reporter Meghan Bobrowsky, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll maybe see you in the metaverse.
Sounds like a plan. And that's it for today's Tech News Briefing. If you want more tech stories, check out our website, WSJ.com. I'm Julie Chang for The Wall Street Journal. Thanks for listening.